Let us begin. I'm ready. I'm ready. There is yet more. I'm ready. The power of the cosmos. They grow no more. They grow no more. I'm ready. Yes, I see. Yes? The power of the cosmos! What's next? The power of the cosmos! Even these small ones can harm us. Back into stardust! I'm ready. The power of the cosmos! Yes. There is yet more! Yes? Yes! I see! What's next? Yes, I see. Even these small ones can harm us. This shall be the May into stardust! I'm ready. Yes, I see. What's next? There is yet more! Even these small ones can harm us. They grow no more. What's next? Yes, I see. What's next? Yes, I see. Where am I? The power of the cosmos! Careful! This journey must not end! I'm ready! Yes, I see! Beware! The DDTs! Back into stardust! I'm ready! Yes. There is yet more! Where am I? The power of the cosmos! Yes. Yes, I see! Focus your energies. This shall be unmade into stardust! Where am I? Now, I can see everything! From a distance, even these look small. This shall be unmade! Yes.